Good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILECAST weekly news roundup on Westnile television, where we give you the highlights of the news bulletins of the week every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name is Okumuringa Christine. Now let us dive straight into the stories that made headlines throughout the week. Development Infrastructure held a stakeholder meeting with the key stakeholders, including the Arua City leadership, to clear the air on the construction progress of Arua Regional Blood Bank after concerns of the delay in the project, delayed payment of workers and lack of materials were presented and discovered on site. Let's have more on that story. Today, the representatives of the Development Infrastructure, the Uganda Blood Bank Transfusion Service, Arua Regional Referral Hospital and the Arua City leadership held a stakeholder meeting on the construction progress of the Arua Regional Blood Bank project on the site in Arua City. The team of stakeholders inspected the construction site, presented progress reports and held discussions to determine the challenges, mitigations and conclusions as to the delay of the completion of the Arua Regional Blood Bank. The LC1 chairperson's hospital cell Aziwa David stated that there are some workers that haven't been paid for their work for the construction from the foundation to the walls.
What we realize is that people who were here, they are not there. They have been stopped from work because maybe the work has ended or something. I'm not aware. But I imagine these people who are supposed to be in this committee, they are not here because they have been stopped for their work. I'm happy that the payment, though it took long for them to clear the payments, it was already done. That's why I say that thank them. Otherwise, we are going to be dragged in court. Many things have already gone high. So these kind of things are not going to be okay. For a project like this, when it is coming to an end, more especially as I talk now, I have a long list of people who have not been paid from the wall, from the foundation up to the wall. Some of them I saw them inside here. I think somebody asked them to move away. So if we sit in a place where there's lots of issues like this, I don't think we'll come out with very good ideas.
Adrico Innocent, safety officer, raised concerns on the safety and protection of workers on the construction site.
The workers must be treated as important people who are doing us the work. So we moved around there. We have found that the workers are not protected. Mostly, but at least a good number of workers are not having the helmet. Those who are mixing, who are in the cement, they don't have masks and they don't have goggles. No mask and goggles. So we feel the workers, the first thing to be protected are the workers, because they're the ones doing us the work. I checked the accident log, and the last accident they said, which happened here, was in 24th April. So since that time, up to date, there's no accident. But while we were moving, the used timbers with the exposed nails were all over, around. So we think management of the waste used timbers must be collected, they must be kept somewhere so that they are safe.
Etrima Sande, the Chief Executive Officer for Development Infrastructure, is urging the stakeholders to look at the positive achievements of the projects and commit to paying the workers.
We are being really aggressive. We are doing our best. Even if you compare our committee, only that, let's not only focus on this side. Also other sites. There are sites where people are going to be paid for 3 months or 4 months. But here we are trying our best. And then, as I said before, let's focus also on the positive part of this project. Let's not only focus on the talent, but those that have been addressed. And then, as if they are outstanding, director, I commit myself. When we get additional funds, all these money should be clear.
Alex Tumwesije, the Senior Engineer, Ministry of Health, has cautioned the contractor to put more effort to resolve their internal issues within the administration in order to fast-track the progress of the project.
The issues of workers on site, if the contractors put workers on site, you tell us, like the other sister has said, we sit in this meeting and terminate the contract. Because these are the issues we should have discussed and agreed, so that this man can bring the workers on site even before we come. now, it is true when you look at this site, the workers are few. Director, please, the workers are few. The materials are not there. What is the sad? It is not there. And we expect it is better. Secondly, the issue of cement. What is cement? You know, you cannot say don't have a store here. What do you have paid for it to construct a store? There is money for you that was paid for it to construct a store. Where is it? You want a store here for materials? Fine. So we are requesting you kindly. You put in more effort, solve those issues. You know there are issues you are facing that you are not taking us. You have looked at the work program with my colleagues and you have rejected it because the activities you are telling us to do in June is almost ending and you have not started. So we request that you go, Mr. Warabina, go and update the work program. We want to update the work program and we will see how the promise has to finish in September. Because the work is ending in September. It's ending in September. And please, we don't want to add you more time because we shall start charging you money. Kindly don't ask for more time.
The resident city commissioner Akelo Alice Akena has cautioned the constructor to work hard to fast-track the project.
That works below 10 billion is for you people. Unless you are bewitched. I don't see why you delay. What's wrong with you? Money is there. You are saying government, global problem. We don't have materials on ground. We don't have what it takes. The generator is sounding because we are here. Last week, my office was on fire. All your workers were in front of my office. We have not been. You can't fail to pay a few workers. I don't need them in front of my office. Really, it is a shame. Pay these boys. Do your part. These people are saying money is there. Why can't you go and get that money? You want your name to be tarnished? Now, the staff quarters are going to be given to other contractors. Is that good enough for you? It is a shame. And make sure we have workers on site. We have mobilized all the materials. Pay these boys who have not been paid their families to take care of. Why can't you have a foreman? I am coming back here. I want to find him on site. And I will be checking here every evening to see what is taking place here. Thank you for the work you've done so far. Now move marathon so that we catch up with time.
The construction of the Arua Regional Blood Bank commenced on the 19th of December 2022 with funding from the World Bank through the Uganda Intergovernmental Fiscal Transfer Program to the tune of 2.9 billion shillings. Today, the project stands at 51% completion with 100 days left for completion. Okumuringa Christine, for Westnile Television, completion with 100 days left for completion. Okumuringa Christine, for Westnile Television, NILECAST. More in our stories for the evening. The market vendors in Paida Town Council are decrying the poor sales being realized from the businesses they're doing. The vendors say that what they sell cannot make them pay school fees for their children. Our friend Jawok reports.
Market vendors in Paida main market in Zombo district are counting losses as they fail to get profit for their businesses due to low sales. Many vendors who used to support their families through selling of different commodities have failed to extend their help since they are operating on losses. Some vendors go back home with empty hands, sitting from morning to evening without any sales. Rachel Oyenbot, a banana seller at Paida main market, says she has resorted to selling scraps to earn money as she no longer gets profit in selling bananas. She attributes the low sales to the high prices of getting banana from nearby markets like Awase, Zeu, Zombo, among others.
Yore mania ya loar sente pe, waba wili la bolingango nya moko waba wili bei na tek, gamun wangre nya loare, ti wa tek. Mwada munyo tulamba kesa che customer pe, naka Gulu wal biru, anyo akai wili wala bolu, kawani kipe, lirare pe, bolo wa wilu parent wa nwenro kindwe dong nambe mashon kuloka mashon benule maka wondre wa benwango pe kuloka pe sente de pe e pe ko neti enya ya e be jai sente mu pe ne sente pe kom danu kitema ko danu bunu tim kudu kuloka tek gamu ka tipinu pe chamre kana ngati auti ento tush pare kai de te wa tek
Zolaika Nyakabela, a vendor in rice and sugar at Paida Main Market, said that she used to get her commodities from Kampala, but due to economic hardship and high price of rice, she normally gets little profit to meet her demands.
Yore tek juberia ma wia be bedi pashu ma penyu be wilere ngo ni be pen mu medere ko ni su mushe sukari ishi di dukani wabeka maka musukari elfu daka shiel ka woni ne da ko da par welu be medere wangi mushele be du piera bu ngwen mushele da ko daka shiel ko da bish ko to danu do ngu jai ka shamu mushele de ni wel mu medere eni kite mu mako wa shul kudu school fees te ka jori ma wiya shi maka wiya be di pashu yore mo sho puti mu pe.
Jeros Ashiroshan, chairperson Paida Market Vendors Association, says they are most vulnerable and calls upon the government to extend support to market vendors in the country to boost their businesses. Fred Okesha, a routine buyer of banana for his hotel, expressed worry over his business since prices of food in Paida doubled the outcome of his business. A bunch of banana in Paida Main Market ranges from 15,000 to 35,000 depending on the size and quality. A kilo of sugar goes for 5,200 shillings. Many women market vendors in Zombo district are breadwinners for their families, as most of them are single mothers who sometimes pay school fees for their children, but cost of living has become expensive for them. Paida Town Council has two small markets, Shongaloya, Taxi Park and Main Market. For Westnile TV, Alfred Jawako, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. Gulu University Guild leadership are concerned about the high HIV and AIDS prevalence among the students and lecturers at the various campuses in the country, something they say need urgent multi-sectoral advocacy responses. Stephen Okello from Gulu reports more.
Being an institution of learning, accommodating almost 90% of young people with high sexual libido, minimal abstinence practices, given their age bracket, student is taking administration of tertiary institutions and universities to improve on the supply of condoms to boost the fight against HIV and AIDS.
The fact that sexual urge of youths is high and we cannot tell them to abstain, realistically speaking, but how do we help them to have protected sex? Or how do we help them to have sex if at all they can't control their libido and then they are not affected or they don't infect others with AIDS? I believe that if we increase supply of condoms, especially in higher institutions and universities, it will be a very good thing.
Marvin Drake, a student at Gulu University, says the current supply of condoms in the university is not enough due to increment of student population which have increased on its demand.
You start sex, if you indulge into sex activity at the start and you have the condom, and maybe towards the end or in the middle you are doing without it, I think it is more or less the same as someone who starts and finishes without the condom.
Ignorance and lack of seriousness on information regarding HIV and AIDS among the youth in tertiary institutions and universities are some key issues that students place before Uganda AIDS commissions.
In most cases, the generation lacks awareness. What do I mean by this? We always read like on social media and around that, but then we fail to put it into action.
I would like to recommend that capacity building for the positive people is really going to be very important. I'm going to use myself as an example. When you're at that stage where you just discover your status and you find out you're positive, you become a very distracted person because you have this mind to say, I don't want to die alone.
Nangwa Grace, the principal counseling and psychologist at Gulu University, tasks students to take charge of their sexual life to enable them escape this deadly killer, HIV and AIDS.
So let us not take it for granted that HIV is actually with us. It is with us So let us take charge of our lives. Let us take charge of our loved ones in our community.
According to Uganda AIDS Commission, in 2022, the HIV prevalence in Gulu City was at 12.4%. Stephen Okello for Westnile Television, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. Action Aid International Uganda, Anti-Corruption Coalition Uganda, Transparency International, Uganda Debit Network, Inspectorate of Government, Directorate of Ethics and Integrity, regional partners and the media are set to celebrate the Africa Anti-Corruption Day, where some citizens will be honored at the National Citizens Integrity Awards. Dennis Soringi reports more.
During the press conference organized by the Consortium of Civil Society Organizations working in Westnile at Westnile Regional Civil Society Network offices in Arua City, Twibes Feni, the Chief Executive Officer, Westnile Regional Civil Society Organization Network, says during the day, some citizens will be awarded for their outstanding contributions towards fight against corruption at the National Citizen Integrity Awards.
This award actually started way back, simply to recognize the people who are working in public sector, who are providing services for people selflessly, who stick to their ethics, who stick to code of conduct, who are doing work in a very patriotic way so that they serve the citizens of this country. And many times we normally focus so much on pointing out the wrong things that people do, ignoring the good things that people do. We think it is now right time we also begin focusing on rewarding those who are doing their best, so that we also tell them that we are observing them, we tell them that their efforts are not in vain.
Feni says that the award is not only 0 to the civil servants, the politicians shall as well be awarded if they will be nominated by the members of the public.
We shall have 4 categories in these awards. They will include frontline service providers, service obligations, management obligations, political obligations, the best performing local government. The vetting committee will rate nominees as scale of 1 to 5 on the criteria below. Now we are going to have these people, the 4 categories that I did mention. Someone can be a politician but is doing his work diligently. The politician we are meaning is you could be a S5 chairperson, you could be a mayor, you could be a councillor, you could be a member of parliament, but you are doing your work as prescribed in the laws. We are not talking about the party work you do, but we are talking about if you are in charge of certain constituents, will you do your work as stipulated in the laws of this country?
On the issue of vetting the nominees, scale of 1 to 5 based on act of integrity, consistency and sustainability and influence on society will be used according to Rehima Minala, the legal officer, FIDA Uganda.
The vetting committee will rate nominees on a scale of 1 to 5 based on the criteria below. First is specific act of integrity. This is rated at 20%. The nominee has demonstrated a specific act of integrity. This may be the recovery of a lost item, report of anomalies, standing up against corruption, or valuing time commitment for public service. It may also be individuals who always honor their word, fulfilling their commitment almost without failure, like reporting to work on time, especially in difficult situations like we know the rain and all that, but they make sure they are at work.
Those to be nominated should have demonstrated influence on society, especially in promoting integrity, anti-corruption, among others.
The nominee must consistently be recognized as distinctly exemplary and it's inspirational by peers and their community. The nominee must be engaged in public life, or the actions for which they are nominated should transcend personal interest or gain.
And environment, accord, audit firms, local journalists, Department of Ethics and Integrity, Inspectorate of Government, Transparency International Uganda and Anti-Corruption Coalition Uganda. The award for 2016 and 2018 focused on Acholi and Teso sub-regions respectively, while the 2018 award was expanded to cover Bunyoro, West Nile, Acholi, Lango, Teso, and Sebei sub-regions, awarding individual, civic, and public servants as well as local governments.
The National Citizens Integrity Award is a prestigious recognition bestowed upon individuals who have demonstrated outstanding integrity, ethical conduct, and commitment to the betterment of society. This award honors individuals who exemplify the highest standards of honesty, transparency, and accountability in their personal and professional lives, making a positive impact on their communities and the nation as a whole. Dennis Oringi, Westnile TV, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. Police in Zombo district are investigating circumstances under which a group of people disguised as pastors, robbed a mobile money operator worth 7 million shillings opposite the Centenary Bank, Paida branch. Alfred Jawok reports more.
Police in Zombo district are investigating circumstances under which a group of people disguised as pastors robbed a mobile money operator worth 7 million shillings opposite Centenary Bank, the town council. The incident happened on Tuesday 13th June 2023 as two men went to pray for the victim at her workplace and walked away with the money. Eyewitness, who preferred anonymity, told Westnile TV reporter that the victim was notified about the suspects but she paid deaf ears. Kermondo Santos, chairperson by the Mobile Money Operators Association, says conmen use many tricks to steal money from them. He added that upon receiving the information, he reported the matter to the Central Police Station for action. He further cautioned mobile money operators against handling transactions before money is given on the counter.
This one when send the note, and I when send it, put it me on go send it and the phone farming and send it to him and that you pay. Moki wangu ni swalo send it in, lori nye send it in. Kamado you want to not in send the swalo, and I'm okay swalo when send the magi. I in channel operators, you can okay move on. One when send it that can do lock and then you let my youth at the jungle. Yamin wangu na put a lemon of the not a chanja and I'm to Conman now is the send it either. Now move on to the message. My message at the MP message to pay your account. Don't kind of let me swallow send a can watch a week to send a can on when send my name the city message to send it at the lend me again or phone any of my tech.
Another mobile money operator, Brenda Achero Mongo, narrates how she handles her customers to avoid such incidents to repeat itself to her business.
Now
Meanwhile, Zombo District Police Commander, Superintendent of Police Nelson Nahabwe says there is need for quick intervention to mitigate the rate at which conmen are stealing people in Zombo District. He added that upon receiving the information, the victim, identified as Comfort Anishan, 26 years, was handed over to police by her boss to help police to investigate the matter. Nahabwe urges mobile money operators and other businessmen and women to be vigilant of unknown faces in their surroundings.
Police Nahabwe Nelson, the DPC of Zombo. We have so far registered one case of defrauding. So this is a group of policemen who have come in our area, and normally they target mobile money operators and the cent bank operators. Like yesterday, there's one lady who was tricked. They first of all study your movement, study your situation. So at one point, when they identify maybe you have made a shortage or you have a domestic problem at home, they come to pretend as the pastors to pray for you. So in the process, they start now getting involved in how much you have made a loss maybe from the bank. So they disguise you that they are going to pray. In the process, they just try to feed it to you and push you in an isolated area. So I hear there's something they put in your hand, like maybe a stone, then all of a sudden it disappears within your body. So in the process of recovering, now they start saying, to remove that thing, you pay 300,000. If it does not come out, you add another 300,000. So we are cautioning our people here that they should be very vigilant, these people. Because they have such kind of people who are using that kind of trick, let them immediately give information to us so that we can track them and arrest them.
Reports from Zombo police indicate that over 3 mobile money operators have been robbed by conmen since this month began. The previous cases were reported in Padea Town Council, War and Alangi respectively. No arrest has been made in connection to this matter. For Westnile TV, Alfred Jawoko, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. Ivory Division Council is set to benefit from a 3.7 billion shillings multi-complex administration block. The stakeholders believe that this is the only milestone the council has to be remembered for once it's achieved. Frederick Dramadri reports more.
Ivory Division Council in Arua City is set to benefit from a 3.7 billion Ugandan shillings multi-complex administration block and other infrastructures under the private-public partnership arrangement. With the consultants already working on the architectural designs, this is expected to house 25 office spaces, a 2,000-seater mini stadium, a hospital, a police headquarters, among others in the space of 19.5 acres. Stakeholders believe that this is the only milestone the Division Council has to be remembered once achieved.
Yeah, I see some aspect of greenery. I hope that comes very clear in the final designs.
This is what we have always dreamed about. Everybody is focusing here because this is the heart of Ivory.
I want to see clearly how much land is going to be allocated for Mayor's Garden, because this is a very big land, and by standards, if we were supposed to leave a space for Mayor's Garden, an open space, supposed to be 25% of this area.
The nature of offices should actually change. If this was the fiscal planning department, the head of fiscal planning department and the staff should sit here, this should be their office.
If this artistic impression was already what is on the ground, it can appeal to somebody that you are indeed coming to the offices of the city division.
Avtia Malon, the Ivory Division Mayor, says he is hopeful that the facilities once constructed on the 19.5-acre piece of land located at the division headquarters, this will be a great achievement for the council, and they are ready to avail more land for an investor looking for a partnership with the division for infrastructural projects.
Because for us to achieve these other things, we shall need a lot of revenue. Government is now moving towards council sustaining their developments by the locally generated revenues. We have that demonstration already. If you look at how self-government transfers keep reducing every day, we have been here for the last 2 years. We have never received the road fund.
Ashaba Seboa, an architect with Newton Living Technology Limited that are undertaking the architectural designs for the project, reveals that they shall do their best to ensure that Arua City is defined by Ivory Division infrastructural wise.
The 19.5 acres provide a number of facilities: the mini stadium, mini market, the administration block, the commercial zone, and the hospital, the health facility, and the mayor's gardens.
Meanwhile, Dr. Alice Akelo, Arua Resident City Commissioner, rallies stakeholders to love and contribute towards development to change the face of the city.
Councillors, after here, the two whispering should not be there. This is development for all of us. We should take it with both hands. Go and encourage the rest that we are moving forward. Nobody should sabotage this unless you are bewitched.
Ivory Division Council has injected 100 million Ugandan shillings for the architectural designs for the 19.5-acre piece of land, while the Division Council has sold off the idea to the business communities and plans to spend part of their budget for the 3 storage administration block expected to be ready in 3 financial years. Frederick Tramadri, Westnile TV, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. Youths, women and teenage mothers in the Greater Olivu Sub-County Maracha District have received liquid soap training and opportunity from the Zero Foundation, a non-governmental organization, to uplift the livelihoods of youth, women and teenage mothers in the district. Osuta Yusuf reports more. Women and teenage mothers in Maracha District have received liquid soap training and opportunity from Zero Foundation, a non-governmental organization, to lift up the livelihood of women, youths and teenage mothers in the district. Trainee Drusilu Emanuela thanked Zero Foundation for giving them such opportunities of skilling and added that the basics of the training will help her in generating income in the future.
This program is good. Like, it is going to give me feedback. Like, I can help myself choose to do with marriage. Yeah, if you're a lady who marries a man, you can't just sit at home and wait everything from a man. You have to also help yourself. You can't ask a man, you give me salt. This one can help yourself. Like, you can prepare it and sell it. You can buy something which is not at home.
Jimmy Joel, a beneficiary of the training, stated that Zero Foundation has come as a pillar to organize the youths in terms of income generating activities through skilling and giving them materials to start up the work, and appeal to the foundation to embark on a championing health awareness campaign in homes and health centers to sensitize people about hygiene.
So this Zero Foundation has come to our area to help with the youth. So we can benefit, like today they have come and they have brought for us the practice of making soap. So we can organize ourselves as we youth, and we get our company like here, then they help us in our marketing, and so we can produce income from it. So, you know, in Uganda with the youth, like in areas like this, you know, there's early marriage, everything. So you can see us here, you know, we are getting married in let me say, in a year that when we're still young, because our areas are a bit in a remote area. So this Zero Foundation is helping us to practice these trainings so that we can get something very little for we can benefit from it.
Kuvule Francis, the vice chairperson of Zero Foundation, highlighted that what the foundation intends to create through enabling an environment for youths and women by empowering them with skills, trainings, and also mindset change.
I'm very pleased to inform you that we have a program called Miripa, and the Miripa project, which is going to run for about 30 months. And this initiative comes from one of our sisters and daughters who lives in Canada, and that is called Asero Sara. She's a daughter to Maracha, to a person in Maracha, and I know that she's in Canada for study. So she intends to create an enabling environment to see to it that we are able to empower the young adolescents, the youth, and the disadvantaged population. So it is an idea that came out from her after seeing a number of teenage children, the teenage mothers, the youth being not being productive, and many of them get into marriage when they are still early. So our vision here is to create an empowerment to the youth. And of course, our target is not only the women, we're also looking out to the young boys, and also to do in issue to do with the mindset change, so that we can be able to change the mind of the population. So we intend to achieve this in all the parts of Maracha district, in the 8 traditional sub-counties, including the town council. So today we're in all over sub-county, because we want to start it from here so that we are able to maybe learn 1 or 2 lessons out of this training, which will now be able to help in other sub-counties. Asera
Foundation, whose first activity was conducted on Monday, the 12th of June 2023, has offered a training for youths, women and teenage mothers in the Greater Oluvu sub-county on how to make liquid soaps for both commercial and domestic use. Osuta Yusuf and Okumuringa for Westnile Television, NILECAST. And to end our NILECAST weekly news roundup only on Westnile Television, religious leaders in Zombo district have condemned the acts of a woman named Lillian Wakango, a former supervisor, Uganda Revenue Authority, Padea Customs, who closed herself in a room with the intentions of conducting constant prayer and fasting to renew her faith with God, lost energy due to starvation. Alfred Jawok reports more.
Religious leaders in Zombo district have condemned the act of a woman who is believed to be in her 60s, starved herself for more than a month. Lillian Awachango, former supervisor, Uganda Revenue Authority, Padea Customs, Zombo district, and the founder of Full Gospel Church in Padea Town Council, closed herself in a room with the intention of conducting constant prayer fasting to renew her faith with God, and she lost energy due to starvation.
There's a lady called Lillian Awachango, 60 years old. He started to fast. He fasted for 30 days. So after 30 days again added 3 weeks, more 3 weeks. But the problem, we got the information from the L1 of Lubia cell. Immediately, I went to the office of security, I informed them, and the LC3 of Padea Town Council is also aware, but our condition was badly. This is why the shaman L1 informed us, and we call for even other security agency. They went and met where they were trying to talk to her. She blocked himself in our house, and at night we talk to the neighbor. Sometimes you'll find that she locked herself while pray at night. Sometimes she pray at home.
Speaking to Pastor Norbert Agenoro, the overseer of Miracle Center Church, Westnile region, expressed disappointment over this matter. He said Jesus fasted for 40 days in spirit but not in flesh.
So the truth comes by hearing the word of God. And it is the word of God that gives us power. It is not fasting up to death. Amen. So I'm questioning believers wherever you are. May the Spirit of the Lord help you on how to handle the spiritual matters.
The chairperson Local Council 3 Padea Town Council Melki Urotununyuta confirmed condemning it, adding that as stakeholders they have reported the matter to police, who swung into action and took the victim to Arua Regional Referral Hospital for treatment.
40 days like Jesus, I think that one defeats understanding. And that is what attracted our attention, because this woman went into fasting for 30 days. And indeed, people are saying the 30 day elapsed. But even after the 30 days, it is so happened that she was like adding more days. I don't know whether she was thinking of now in the 40 days, but now, health-wise, she was deteriorating to the extent that we are bound to lose her sooner. And that is what attracted our attention, and we came into that rescue to alert government officials, the security departments, to come into rescue. Because we were seeing, though it was a religious practice, but in a way, I was now looking at it as a suicide mission, that she's bound to die, and we would be answerable. And before that unfortunate occurrence would occur, we needed to intervene.
Meanwhile, Chairperson Local Council 1, Lubia Cell, in the ward Padea Town Council, David Odaga, told Westnile TV that he visited the victim and discovered that she became thin, dark skin and lost weight. Odaga says he's worried that these could be unusual prayers that could lead to the death of people if left unattended to.
And ashidika biduma abiru kangiongola mukati kanisa kwa jueni before God's in. Ento karamomen ugabu biru tushibanganya en nyamene winyi beru wakakeni eni wai kudi urusu kubiru wanya ene bini enwango nyamene lakini kama nyamene girwa ye nyamene ruwa ka God uyeshelzo mesha mongo dong en gibino ni game agama wache kutila makame zo chipote imrangi ngona nedi yoka kamere in kechi police secretary singi ko lembe en agama shoko tachitu kabiru echa anwango nyamego echa emuk maraj wishu dengo agama tingu lembe en ashwale duko juro mamalo magingi ko lembe ne kuma eshida yi maraj kana ngeti lembe awashu kaya maro kamuja jangero ipache pare kulero ikanisa.
Similarly, last month, the Gulu City Authority closed a church in Gulu City belonging to Pastor Jennifer Moore, citing irregularities. In Kenya, over 100 followers of a fake pastor died in Shakahola Forest after undergoing months of fasting in the bush, masterminded by cult leader Paul Makeninzie, who is still facing the law. Alfred Jawoko, Westnile TV, NILECAST.
And with that story, viewer, we've come to the end of the NILECAST on Westnile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the NILECAST to the end of the NILECAST, only on Westnile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Ukumringa Christine. Have a good evening.